camp gone for this fight?
Look, I'm not going to be one of those cliche fighters and say that it's the best training camp I've ever had. It's definitely been a great training camp. I've done a lot of strength and conditioning. My training's great. It's got from my gym at Greenstone, which I feel it's benefiting me better than ever. I've been putting a lot of work in with them. Sharpening my skills with Vusi Motolo as well. So I feel very well prepared for this fight. As I always do for each fight. So at the moment, we're still in training camp, so at the moment it's still going phenomenal.
You had a change of opponent. You originally had a Mexican opponent that you were preparing for. Now it's a guy from Ukraine and he's a southpaw. What changes have you had to make for that?
Obviously we've had to adjust things, make the changes necessary. Southpaw sparring, southpaw pads. Nothing too major, actually. I still have to do the job. It's still, the fact remains that I still have to fight on the 23rd of August. Doesn't matter if it's a southpaw orthodox. We have to get the job done. So obviously, like I said, we've been changing up sparring to southpaw, sparring with top guys like Zingo Fazile, and so on. Southpaw pads and stuff like that. And regardless if it's southpaw orthodox, we'll be well prepared. Come fight night.
Nothing changes in terms of the fight order. You're still going to be at the top. The bull's named Razor Sharp. It's named in after your alias Razor. What do you think about main headlining the bull?
I first just want to thank Golden Gloves for that opportunity. They've given me a headline fight far sooner than I ever expected. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm excited. There is a bit of pressure, as is expected. You'd be lying, and any fighter would be lying to say if they don't have pressure. The fact is, you've got to be honest with yourself. There's no point in sugarcoating it and lying. I do feel the pressure, but at the same time, it's good pressure. It's pressure that makes me want to do well. And I don't doubt that I will, do well on 23rd of August headlining. At the end of the day, it's the same fight. It's a fight at the end of the day. There's nothing different. Only difference is I'm headlining. It's a main event. Other than that, nothing else changes. The job still has to be done.
I've said it many times about ROARKE. I think he ups his level where it needs to be upped. So headlining is just the next step. And that's what I've told him. That's what he understands. We're all aware that it's a big night for all of us, but no pressure. If it's at Empress Palace, if it's at Presley's, if it's in Las Vegas, it's still a ring, and that's where ROARKE does his best work.
Bit of a dampener, and obviously you had the youth title that was originally on the line. It was changed from WBC to RBO to now no youth title, unfortunately. How did you feel when you received each of those respective news?
Look, I wasn't entirely upset when the titles changed, because at the end of the day, there's something I've always dreamed of with being a fighter, and that's becoming a champion. A lot of people can slate me all they want because it's been changed from a WBC belt to an RBO belt. They can slate Golden Gloves. At the end of the day, I just wanted to be a champion. That day will still come. I still believe that. Whether it was a WBC or RBO title, the fact remains I still wanted to be a champion and have a championship belt. It's a little bit upsetting that that's been pulled off the line now, but I understand things happen for a reason. If not now, later. The fact remains I still will be the champion. Whether it's WBC youth or RBO youth, it makes no difference. I still have that strap around my waist, which is at the end of the day one of my biggest goals at the moment.
Were you ever worried in this whole situation that maybe you actually aren't going to get a fight and you had to maybe postpone this fight to maybe September or something like that?
It did cross my mind. I'll be very honest. It wasn't like, the fight's going to be cancelled or postponed. Golden Gloves put too much into the fight for it to be cancelled, so I knew that wasn't going to happen, even though it did cross my mind. But even if it happened, I'd still carry on preparing like always, getting ready for September. Like I always say, the job has to be done, regardless if it's now in the next 9 days or whether it would have had to happen in September. The job has to be done, so I would have carried on. At the end of the day, this is my job, this is what I do. It's like everybody else goes to work from 8 till 5. My job is to train every day. That's just what I do, that's my craft.
Talking about something that's not your job, we had a golf course here today, and of course you hit a few balls on camera. It went well, didn't go so well.
Yeah,
how's your golf game?
I'm not gonna lie, terrible. My golf game is useless. I'm as useful as a pair of sunglasses at night with a golf club. Look, I'll be honest, I'm gonna carry on doing my boxing. The only thing is, it's nice to have something different. It's nice to change it up, take things off your mind from boxing. Kind of escape for a little bit, because boxing is a 24/7 job. When I go to bed, I dream about it. When I wake up, I dream about it when, you know, during the day, I daydream about it, you know, so it's a never-ending thing, and it's not a bad thing, because like I said, I love boxing, this is my job, this is my craft, but it's nice to have something different, to change it up, you know, come to the driving range with the boys, hit a couple of golf balls, have a laugh, you know, unwind a bit. And that's not just with golf, that's with everything. You know, I like to hang out with my friends, go chill at their houses, have a laugh, kind of switch off from boxing every now and then. And I know I'm useless at golf, so that makes it even more funnier.
It's a good thing we're not investing in his golf game. If we were, we would all be bankrupt. But yeah, it's good to get out here sometimes and just take your mind off the boxing side of stuff. And he enjoys it. It's a bit of a wonky swing. But yeah, he's a good kid, and sometimes it's good just to get away from the boxing scene.
Just a quick one. I know that you're obviously fighting the guy from Kazakhstan, but you we recently did another interview with a guy called Emil Kalakuzi. That fight was potentially going to be made for this bill, just a bit short notice. He said that you'd have to go down to Cape Town to fight him. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, you know what, if the fight happens, the fight happens. Whether it happens in Cape Town or not, me, I'm good to go, no problem. If he wants to bring it here, we can bring it here. Whether he thinks he's above me or not, that's really not my concern. My concern right now is to get the job done on the 23rd of August, and then we can look at that fight. You know, if he wants to do it here on a Super Sport bill, Golden Gloves, Emperor's Palace, I think that's the best way to happen. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's in Cape Town or here, I don't mind going back into his home yard and doing the job there.
Going back to the current fight, your prediction for it?
A victory. I never predict knockouts. I'm just confident in myself to bring out a victory at the end of the day. I'm prepared for 12 rounds, you know, never mind 10 rounds. If it goes the distance of 10 rounds, I know I'll be victorious. You know, cool, calm and collective at the end of the day, as always. And just have fun, enjoy the process. I'm headlining, I've got to remember, it's just a fun process, enjoy it. You know, boxing is a once in a lifetime thing, it doesn't last forever, so you've got to enjoy the moments while it's there. So a victory definitely on the 23rd of August. Whether the knockout presents itself or not, like I said, a victory. If the knockout presents itself, hey, that's a bonus, we'll take it. But I still definitely like to obviously take that victory and keep my record looking good.
I think it's a tough guy. It's definitely a step up. A very durable guy. We're just happy to go and win. That's ultimately it. I know Roarke will win. He'll get the job done. He's ready. If we knock him out, it's a bonus. I mean, this guy's never been put down, never long knocked out. But yeah, we're coming with the best Roarke. Roarke's going to be the best he can be. And we'll definitely win the fight. It's just if it's going to be between round 1 and 10, or if it's going to have to go the full 10 round. But he'll be ready. I
just want to thank my sponsors and my fans and my supporters, you know, for always being behind me. My sponsors, Theo van der Sun Financial Planning, TNA Auto Protect, Extreme Nutrition, Prime Self Supplements, My Gym Greenstone, Cellular Boutique, Josh Online, ACDC Dynamics. You all make me who I am. You all make me the athlete that I am. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.